Hi, good afternoon. My name is Rabbi Sherlyn Clarabel Usman, and I am a second-year medical student at Cebu Doctors University. So for this afternoon, we'll be doing something, and that is taste test. And what are we gonna be tasting? It's ORS, or Oral Rehydration Salt. So this pack, they contain a special combination of salts, and then we'll be adding them to water. So this composition, it's not just sodium, but it consists of other components which we'll be discussing later. So for today, we'll be doing first taste test. Second, we'll be checking their compositions or their contents, and we'll compare them, each and every one of them, from each other. And third, I will try to give you what is the best of the three. So these three items we have would be Gatorade, we also have this Hydrite, and lastly we have Vivalyte. So let's first try the Vivalyte. Okay, so I also have here water, which I will be drinking every after I sip each solution. So first we have Vivalyte. So let's try to open this. As for the direction, we will be just pouring it to a clean drinking water, 200 ml. So I already prepared 200 ml water. So first we have here is the Vivalyte. Just pour everything in this. And this, let's just stir it a little bit so we can properly combine the solution and the water. Okay, let's now try to taste it. Just a sip, since for our patients we can just give them number of sips in a day. Okay, it's very smooth. Okay, so next we have Hydrite. So Hydrite, it's also apple flavor, just like our Vivalyte here. Let's open this. So same procedure, just open this and put it in a 200 ml water. As for the color side, they really have different color, though they have same flavor. Both are apple. Okay, so let's again mix that. Mixed, and let's just mix that. So for color wise, they really have different colors. So we have here which is tea colored, while on the other side we have it just seems like a plain color, a transparent color. Okay, after mixing that, let's try it. I don't like the taste of Hydrite. It's really weird. As for the taste guide, okay, last one. We have here Gatorade, which is the flavor is Blue Bolt, and okay, let's just try it. Let's just take a sip of it as well. So in the three, this is the only one that's liquid in comparison to two which I bought as powdered. So we have here a liquid. So nice. Okay, so I've tasted everything first. So for the color wise, again, this is tea colored, which is it looks like iced tea lang, so you can fool your kids. For the color of this one, of the Hydrite, I mean, it's plain color, so you can fool your children. Like that's nothing, or that's just pure water like that. While for Gatorade, we've already known now, and it also has a lot of flavors in the market, and I've tasted it multiple times already. For the taste wise, guys, the least flavorful for me would be this Hydrite. Though it has no color, guys, it tastes like too salty, I think. It tastes like gulaman na it's kind of salty jud. Wow, for this one, and I really don't like it. No, not. For this one, it has that apple flavor, but an apple flavor that's really smooth, like really smooth jud nga mura siya gelatin, like it's gulaman that's apple flavored one. This one kay it's salty, like very salty-ish. This one is, it tastes really an apple, and then gulaman yung smoothness niya when you take it. And lastly, for me, the best flavored, it would be the Gatorade, given that I've grown with Gatorade and I love the taste of it. So far so good. So that's it for our taste list to most flavorful would be first. This is the least one, and then this is the moderate, and this is the best so far. Okay, so that's for our taste test. So next, let's proceed naman to our second agenda, which is the comparison of their content. So let's start first with Hydrite. So for the Hydrite, so it's sodium. Just compare what's in here and what's in here, okay? So for the sodium, we have 75 mmols per liter. Potassium is 20 mmol per liter. Chloride is 65 mmol per liter. Citrate is 10 mmol per liter. While glucose is 75 mmol per liter. So as you can compare, it has same exact amount that is required in each contents, right? So this, what's in here, you can see here is a new ORS formulation. So if you guys would like to ask why new, was there any old formulation previously? To answer that, yes, there is an old formulation for an ORS, and for a comparison, you can check here the difference between the two. So why do they have to change, or why do they have to find a new formula for this? So that's because though there's decrease of number of that's due to diarrhea, previously without ORS, there's 5 million children that dies due to diarrhea yearly. And with the presence of ORS, using the old formulation, there is a decrease of amounting to 2 million na lang of deaths per year. So that's a big that's a big achievement. However, there are parents who tend to complain because so far they didn't see any changes, or where it's not helping the diarrhea to lessen, or to at least minimize the duration of it. That's why they kept on finding a new formulation. So what's the benefits of the new formula? So for the new formula, it tends to reduce the amount of stool that's excreted, or the stool output, of about 25%. So mas maglasan na dyan ang amount of stool nga ma-release sa person with diarrhea. Another benefit of the new formulation is that there's also reduction of the vomiting, about 30%, as ORS could also result to vomiting, or could trigger to a patient to vomit. Lastly, its benefit is to reduce the need for unscheduled IV therapy. That's about 30%, and that's very helpful given that there would be less hospital exposure and all that. Okay, so that's so far as we can see, Hydrite has a perfect and has the exact formulation that's required by the new ORS formulation. So that's very great. Next we have Vivalyte or Vivalyte. I don't know how to read it. So just to break down, we have for sodium is 40 MEQ, potassium is 20 MEQ, chloride is 44 MEQ, citrate is 8 mmol per liter, and dextrose or glucose is 78 mmol per liter. So it may not be the same exact amount as here, so we'll go to the next criteria that we can use. So we have here a range. So this is a range that was released by WHO and UNICEF. So, and if you guys can see, the sodium amount in our Vivalyte is lesser than the average, than the range, than in the criteria, okay? So I guess that's slightly negative side, or that's turn off, let's say. And then another formulation that does not meet the range we have here is the chloride as well. So we have here 44 MEQ, when in fact it should be 50 to 80 MEQ per liter. Okay, so for the sodium we have here 40 MEQ, which should be 60 to 90 MEQ per liter. So wala siya nag-meet. So far our first choice would be the Hydrite. Let's proceed with Gatorade. So we've known Gatorade so much, and if there's someone we know that has diarrhea, we usually say palit o Gatorade dito, diba? So yeah, so for this time we'll be judging it, let's say. Okay, so we have Gatorade, and for the contents we have for the contents I wrote, since it's in milligrams per it's sometimes in grams and sometimes it's milligrams, and then it's 200 ml. So I wrote an equivalent of the contents here into a grams per liter, and there's already a released formulation for grams in grams and per liter, so we can compare it. So for the sodium of this Gatorade, we have it 0.45 grams per liter. Next, we have carbohydrates. So the carbohydrate content of this is 60 grams per liter, 60, and the recommended is just 13.5 grams per liter. Very layo kayo. So if you compute for that, that would be 46.5 ang young difference. Okay, so that's very layo. And if you have so much high amount of carbohydrates, or let's say glucose or any sugar, it could even result to, or could even trigger diarrhea. Why? Because there would be excess amount of that in our body, and it could lead to osmotic diarrhea. So other than carbohydrates, it also has potassium, which is 0.13 grams per liter, lower than the recommended one. And it also has carbohydrates, calories I mean, and we don't have that in ORS, so they just added that. So in overall, Gatorade should not be the most recommended ORS solution because of its very low amount of sodium and potassium, and then its very high amount of carbohydrates, which could even cause diarrhea in the first place. So that's it. So for the composition wise, we have Hydrite because it contains perfect and exact recommended amount of the contents. And then we have next would be Vivalyte because the difference of the recommended and the amount that's in Vivalyte is just slight difference. Okay, so it's still good. First Hydrite, we also have Vivalyte and the Gatorade here. So for price wise, I think, how much did I buy this? less than 20. The oral rehydration salt is less than 20, as well as the Vivalyte kay less than 20. While Gatorade kay it costs more than the two. So yeah, that's it. So far, again, what I would recommend you to get if you have diarrhea is oral rehydration salt na Hydrite. Again, this is not to treat diarrhea. It's to restore the fluid that's lost during diarrhea, okay? It's just for rehydration, not for treatment, not for cure. That we have different treatment for that. We have different medication for that, okay? Taste-wise, you have least flavorful, okay, and the best flavor for me. While for the recommendation, Gatorade is the number 3, Vivalyte is the number 2, and the winner is the Hydrite. Okay, so basically that's it. And if you guys again have any problem with diarrhea, I recommend you Hydrite. It's just so cheap. It's 15, I guess. So that's it. Bye.